Sue and I are mixing it up this week. We're going to be able to use more than 2 sheets in here. I'm going to poke this with a stick. Are you watching out for Susie? The ducks are actually walking on the water. Welcome to our channel. In March of 2022, Sue and I set off to realise a dream. We are living full-time in our motorhome and travelling the UK with our 2 Labradors. Sue loves to run every day with Fudge, whilst the old boy Archie still enjoys a gentle stroll. We love the freedom of our lifestyle and finding new places to explore. So welcome back to the channel, everybody. I think I start every video with sitting in a car park waiting for Sue to do the shopping. This is quite exciting because it is a move on day. We're a little bit later than normal moving on, but we are going somewhere really exciting, and as I promised last week, but you're going to have to wait and find out what I'm talking about. So off we go to our new and exciting location.
Turn right onto Sansfield Lane, then turn left onto Trinity Street.
So this is it. This is the exciting change. It's a bit windy out here. I'm not sure if you'll hear it, but look at this. So this is it. We are going to be spending the next week, whilst Bertie's having some work done on him, at this fantastic lakeside lodge. So there's a big open plan kitchen area, lounge area. I mean, there is so much space in here. Sue's just let the dogs in, so they're just now exploring their new surroundings, and I'm going to give you a quick tour. So you've seen hopefully been able to see the kitchen diner, but look at this for a bathroom. Oh my goodness. There you go, Debbie. We're going to be able to use more than 2 sheets in here. I know that you worry about that. And then there's another bedroom through here. This feels cool in here, so I'm fairly confident this will be the bedroom that Sue and I will be using. And then another bedroom in here. Of course, if we fall out this week, then we'll be able to have separate rooms. How fantastic. Here I am, standing on our veranda. I'll get some more shots tomorrow when the light is better. But I am so impressed with this. This is going to feel really special for a week. So good morning everyone. Today is the day that I'm taking the van to Camper UK. Now those of you who've watched a while will have realised right at the end of September we had the heating fluid changed. So that was done, but whilst they were doing some work they noticed that there was some stippling, which is an indication of damp. So they did a full damp check for us at the time. And normally anything below 15% is fine, but in the area that they noticed the stippling, it was actually over 20%. So we needed to book the van in for them to do some remedial work as soon as possible. Now bearing in mind this was the end of September, we're now middle of January, and this was the very first week they could fit us in, and they need the van for a week because they need to strip a load of panels away, They need to dry the area, make sure it's dry, and before they put everything back together again and re-laminate some stuff. I don't quite know, I'll find out, no doubt. They're also going to do some other bits and pieces that we wanted done to the van as well. So today is the day that I'm taking the van to Camper UK, hence the reason why we're staying in a lodge, because that's going to be great. And I'm then going to pick up a hire car, so we've got a hire car for the rest of the week, which would be nice because it means we can have a drive out and visit places, but even if it's just to drive somewhere where we can walk the dogs. So we're having a little bit of luxury for the week, but the real reason is because we need some work done to the van. Hi gang, well that's it. I've arrived at Camper UK. I've kind of dumped myself somewhere in their backyard and I'm going to go into reception now and deliver the keys, say goodbye to my van for the week and go and get the hire car. Well that's it. I have left the van at Camper UK and now I'm off to Enterprise Car Hire to pick up the hire car. So I've done about 5 minutes walk round the corner. There's the big Enterprise Car Hire sign, and you can see the offices just round here. And I've made it. Go and get the car. So here I am. I'm in a little VW car, and I'm just heading back to our lakeside lodge. So this is me back at the shack, ready to catch up with Sue and the dogs, show them our new little car for the week. So one of the advantages of having a Sue is she comes out and explores areas, and now that we've got the car, we've been able to drive out to a little village. What was that village called, Sue? Skellingthorpe, we think. So we've been able to park up there and drop straight onto this fabulous cycle path. I don't know if you can see it behind me. And there's a walk along this very tarmacked, neat cycle track into some woods where Sue ran around the other day, yesterday in fact. Unfortunately, Archie's a little bit unhappy here because every now and again we hear a gunshot and he's been reluctant to actually step out of the shack as a result. And he's been a little bit tentative here because although we're walking towards woods, we have heard the odd gunshot again. He's such a softie, really very noise sensitive. But anyway, even though we're not in the van, even though it's not a move on day, I'm now sitting in a car park of a co-op while Sue's out shopping. What are you doing, Fudge? Are you watching out for Susie? Hey? Keeping an eye out for her when she comes back? And how are you enjoying the little car? Hey? It's going to take a bit of defrosting. This morning Archie and I have come back to a place that we've been to before. It's the Hartsholme Country Park. And the reason that we're back here is because Archie's been really funny over the last few days and he won't go out for a walk, or at least we're having to drag him places because he's heard gunshots near to where we're staying. So here is not far. We stayed here before last time we came to Camper UK at the end of September. Right on the edge of this country park there's a campsite which is owned by the local authority, and we found it an absolutely brilliant place to stay. So Archie and I have driven back here today, not to the campsite but just to the car park, so that we can walk around the country park. He's really good at remembering places, so he will understand that he's absolutely fine here, and hopefully we won't get any more refusals. We'll see. I don't know if you can see that behind me, but there is actually a really thin layer of ice on this lake. That's just one night. It started to frost up last night. I'm going to poke this with a stick and see what we can see. Now don't take my stick off me, because this stick is not for you, and I don't want you falling in. I don't know if you can see that. There you go, you can have that stick. Come on then. This is the end of the caravan park where we parked when we came in September. So this is the campsite. It's quite small, but we found it really, really convenient. But I reckon it's closed. So Archie did spend a little bit of time off his lead, well, quite most of the walk actually, and he seemed a bit more comfortable than he has in the last few days. But as we were heading back to the car, he started pulling, which is a sure sign that he knows where he's going, he knows he's going back home and he wants to get back into the car. Bless him, the old man. Let's see if you can see him. Oh look, he's lying down. So a regular stop for us, Pets at Home. This is where we've ordered the food to be delivered to, because they don't stock either Archies or Fudges generally, so we order it. You can order it online and have it delivered to a Pets at Home. So for us on the move, this is the best way to get Archie and Fudge's food. Sue always says she's the only person that walks around either a supermarket or a pet store looking at the fat content, and that's because Archie, as well as having arthritis, has always had, well, since he was about 18 months old, a condition called pancreatitis. So we have to have, I think it's less than 10% fat in anything. So he has a prescription diet, which is because of his pancreatitis, and we also get low-fat treats. Bless him, no wonder he's so slim. Another trip back to the country park to suit Archie and his noise sensitivity. As you can see, he's quite comfortable here. But even more impressive, we were treated to a display of the red arrows, who have a base not far from here. How spectacular. We have another beautiful day today. Cold but absolutely gorgeous. But what I wanted to show you is just the view across the lake behind me to our lodge that we're staying in this week. And I know I have some shots of the lodge. I just thought this would give you a different aspect of it. It's absolutely glorious. And our lodge is, well, it's really, for us, it's a massive luxury. I've said to Sue a number of times, if we ever do go back to bricks and mortar, and I'm sure we will at some point, actually something like that would be absolutely perfect. Can see that because it's so icy. Like a little skating rink. Now I've just dropped Sue off at TK Maxx, and that's because she's got a voucher, because our son, who's very thoughtful, decided to buy us vouchers this year for Christmas because he didn't know what to get us. He knows we're limited on space, and guess what? I've got a Curry's voucher. So I've been successful and I've bought myself a Gorilla Pod. It's a little one. It fits the action camera, and I now just need to get a very small adapter, which apparently I can get from Amazon, and I'll be able to use it for my Sony ZV-1. So good morning everyone. Now today Sue and I have come for a day out. Not something we would normally do, because we normally can't come this far because we've driven for 40 minutes, and we are visiting Sherwood Forest, or at least the visitors centre. Oh, little pause. So in case you're wondering, that was a brief pause to pick up poo. Archie, because he hasn't been out much, we've been resting him because he's got a bit of a poorly leg at the moment. Another poorly leg. So he was a bit desperate to have a poo. So before we came, Sue and I had a bit of a chat about who's going to play Robin and who's going to be Maid Marian. I think it's quite obvious really. I'm going to be Maid Marian. So we've been persuaded by Kerry to join the RSPB today. I've got to tell you that many, many, many years ago, I was a young ornithologist, part of the Young Ornithologist Club. So it kind of feels like I've come full circle, and I'm joining the RSPB.
Woo! And who is your extra adult you'd like to add? Just need to break the
Sue.
membership cards. Wonderful. May I take your time?
So sadly, we're having to go. Archie's limping really badly again, and all we've done is walk to the visitor centre, which unfortunately is closed today. How hard is that? So I'm going to go back and get the car. We'll go and pick Archie up. Oh, he's walking now. Oh, you wanted to walk back with us, did you? Never mind. We can maybe come again another day, because I really would like to get into the forest and have a look around. But Sue's promised me fish and chips now, so that'll cheer me up. So good news. We were out, and we've just had a phone call from Camper UK to say our van is ready, and that is a day early. So I'm just about to give them a ring. Now I wasn't able to talk to them because I was driving, so I'm now just about to give them a ring and find out what the score is, what the damage is, and then hopefully go and pick the van up, get the car back a day early, which will save me a few dollars, pounds obviously. Calling Tara.
Stock, we always have a fantastic selection of new and pre-owned.
Hello, Computer through to service. How can I help?
Oh hi, could I speak to Tara please?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll pop you through to her.
Thank you.
Vehicle stock list, or asked to speak to one of our beautiful sales team today.
Yeah, no, that's great, thank you. So, bit of good news, bit of bad news, kind of what we always expect. She didn't tell me what the final price was, but I'm going to go and take the hire car back now, go and pick the van up, and no doubt have a bit of an ouch moment, but sounds like there's a little bit of good news as well, because the area of the damp and the window wasn't as bad as they thought, or not as much work as they first thought. So, happy about that? Well, happy as you ever can be. Beautiful Bertie waiting to be picked up. How exciting. Yeah, I'm so pleased to be picking them up. You know what it's like when you live in a house and you've been on your holidays and it's nice to go home? That's how I feel. So this is it. I am back in Bertie and about to go off to Morrison's petrol, because it's the cheapest around here to fill up. Absolutely delighted to be back here. So I just thought I would show you the various things that have been fixed on van. I'll start with the expensive bit, most expensive bit first. And this is the bit that it was actually going in to have done. So on the inside of this wall here, by the door and the window, they had seen some, I think they called it pimpling, which was an indication of damp, and I've already explained that. However, the offending article was this, and they had to take that out. It wasn't sealed properly, so water was getting in behind there, so they've taken all that out. They've stripped away a board behind here that was obviously damp. They put it all back together, resealed it, and so that bit of the job wasn't as bad as it could have been, because otherwise they were talking about having to take windows out and reseal, and I don't know whether they meant this one or this one. But anyway, they didn't have to do that, which is great news. So what else did they do? If I bring you around here, I asked them could they explore water that was getting into this footlocker. So you can see where they've put paper down here, It's constantly getting damp in there, and at first I thought it was something underneath, because there are pipes and things that run through the kind of the overhead bit. So I was worried that there was a leak and we hadn't found it. They have checked that out, and it is actually the door itself and the door frame which needs replacing, so it's actually water getting in from the outside. They haven't been able to fix that because obviously it needs a new door, so I'm waiting for a quote on that. Up here I bought some fans. So last summer when it was so hot, the fridge was struggling a bit, and I'd read a lot of people put fans up there just to help circulate some air. It just helps the fridge out a little bit. So I bought the fans. If you watched a video from a while ago, probably last summer, my son and I tried to fit it, blew a fuse, decided we didn't want to risk breaking the fridge. So I just asked them would they fit those fans, and they've been able to do that as well. What they also did is the strip light, and I hadn't actually mentioned this to them, but they noticed that the strip light there, some of the bulbs had gone, and I knew that. I wasn't overly bothered, but there was a little bit of water ingress. So they said, do you want us to do that whilst we've got it? So I said, yeah, may as well. So they've done that as well. Try and turn it on, see. I'm not sure we'd be able to see it in this light, but if I turn it on, oh yeah, look. That's pretty good. So that's been fixed as well. What else did I ask them to do? I'll have to go in and have a look at the form. But I think those are the main things. The form, two final things that I'd forgotten. They noticed that the fire extinguisher was out of date, so they asked me if I wanted them to replace that. I think it was about a tenner. So I said, yeah, go ahead and do that as well. And the little ignition switch on our hob had stopped working. Oh, at least 6 months ago. And then it started working, and I actually had already bought a replacement. It's a little rocker switch. I'd bought a replacement for it, and I was going to fit it, and then it miraculously started working again, and had been working right up until about last week. Then it stopped again. So they'd noticed that as well and asked me if I wanted them to replace that. Now, I have, as I said, I bought a spare switch, and I was going to try and do it myself, but I'm pretty rubbish at DIY stuff. So I decided, well, it's with them, they've got it all week. It's going to cost me a little bit more for them to do it than if I tried it myself, but at least I know it'll be a job properly done. So they've done that as well. And now for the shocking bit, going through the form of all the work that's been done. It is a whopping cost of £1,690.87. Ouch. And that's without the footlocker. We're still waiting for a quote on that. And they've also found the delamination of the floor, and that is going to be another huge cost. But they can't do that until May of 2024 at the earliest, so at least we've got a bit of time to save up for that. Now, I've been watching videos of van lifers myself recently, and one thing that everybody is unanimous on is the need to have a repairs fund, a slush fund for exactly the kind of things like this, whether it be a mechanical engine problem or whether it be a habitation check, habitation area fault that needs to be fixed. And when you're living in your van, you do need to get things fixed as soon as you possibly can. Well, let's end on a positive note. We've really enjoyed our week staying here at the lodge. Not everything's bad. So I'm going to end this video here. If you've enjoyed watching, then think about giving us the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, then subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click that little bell so you get the notifications every time we post a new video. Otherwise, thank you very much and see you next time.